Quick update on the OpenJoystick Modcon modular controller project. So you can see I've got a module here with a little joystick on top. It's got two axes in it, so it's got two analog outputs essentially, and they go to analog inputs on this one. So in my previous video I showed this talking to that and USB to the computer. You see now I've got another microcontroller up here. It's exactly the same as that one. It's running exactly the same code. And I've also got two buttons here. So these buttons put these microcontrollers into learn mode, which is a part of the software I've written that allows a host module to sync with any number of guest modules. So this little potentiometer here, it's like a twist sensor, essentially, angular sensor. It's connected to this module, and the two potentiometers in this module are connected to this one. So when I press this button here, see that light starts blinking rapidly. That means that module is in learn mode. And so then if I press the learn button on the host, that light stops blinking, and so now the host has assigned that guest an ID. And so now they're talking together on the bus, and this one is transmitting the value of this potentiometer to this one, and it's passing it along to the computer. So the computer now sees three analog inputs, three bars, if you like, sweeping from 0 to 1024. So the idea is that you hook up all your inputs, and then you put it into learn mode, and then you twist them all through the full range of motion. And if an input goes anywhere between minimum and maximum, that assumes that it's an analog input, like an axis on a joystick, or a collective on a helicopter, or a slider for fuel mixture, or whatever you like. But if it goes from minimum to maximum immediately, then it assumes it's a switch, like this one. Beep beep, or this one. Beep beep beep, or this one. Arcade joystick with micro switches in it. So that's the idea. So you'll have to take my word for it that that's going through to the computer. So the idea is that you have, for many guest modules, you have one of these inside, and then you do the learn process on each one, and they all register themselves with the host module, and then they all show up together on the computer. I had a question about latency. I've measured it with a 60 frames a second camera, and I moved the joystick and watched the debug indicator in the software in Windows to see when the axis moved, and at the moment it's somewhere between between 80 and 100 milliseconds. So not great, not terrible. There's some things I can do to improve that, but yeah, good starting point. I think that's everything I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, there's lots of wires going around here. Don't worry about that. This is just sort of to make a prototype that resembles the wiring on the printed circuit board. So the PCB will have all that wiring cooked in, and the only real wires coming off it will be the ones that connect to the switches, or the potentiometers, or whatever input devices you want. And then there'll be some wires that go to the adjacent module. I'm thinking for that I'll just use the same ribbon cable, this multicolored stuff that everything else uses, just for simplicity's sake. Okay, bye bye.